Hello, Desh. Welcome in DDM .fm podcast. Thank you for being with me today. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
A lot of thanks for inviting me, and I'm really happy to be doing this. And I wish you the best as you go on this journey and making me a part of it. About me a little bit, I am CEO of Kotata, which is a firm, a consultancy, data consultancy firm, which is also like consulting in the field of all steps of the data journey. So we help our clients to build their robust data foundations.
Mhm.
Then we also do AI, generative AI, and products and things like that as well. We help do advanced algorithms for our clients and things like that too. But obviously, we are very focused on the people side. So for us, like from my side of view,
Mhm.
like almost every day, it is fully focused on decision making. We, as humans, we normally just make about 35,000 decisions a day, conscious decisions. So imagine when you add people to it, add projects to it, products, and then you add clients on top of that, then it is a lot of decisions we do. So for us, it is very, very important that we have very robust data driven decision making. So in essence, like every single day, I am making a lot of decisions during the day, and we're using our data to do that because our goal is to help people make the best decisions, and that includes everyone in our organization and also
Mhm.
everyone we consult with.
And how did you approach solving these problems using data? Because probably in the
Mm.
past it wasn't as easy as it is right now. So, what changed and what happened during the solving of this problem
Yeah, so
or problems?
we at Kotata, we say that we are more of a decision-driven company, and I say that, and to explain that a little bit, you have data, which is
Mhm.
mostly your resource. We say that that's your most important resource. Decision is your most important action, and people are your most important asset. So what we want to do, of course, is that we have a resource as clean as possible and ready to be used as much as possible. Take actions
Mhm.
and keep monitoring them to help our people do more than what they wish to do. Right. So this has always been our goal, and for
Mhm.
that, what we've done so far and how we've turned into this is basically with availability of technology. That is one thing. Being able to have like a very good understanding of what decision science is and versus what the data science is. Because data science is, of course, you have data and you
Mhm.
use that data to create products or make decisions and things. But decision science is a little bit of that data science, a little bit of analytics, a little bit of behavioral economics. So if you combine all of these two things together, you always find that the people are in between. so so for us, what's happened and what's I've learned, especially in my professional journey, is that people are the most
Mhm.
crucial part of this process, this three-step process. And people make
Mhm.
what you can do is you can make empower people to make best decisions, and for that you need to have really good, robust,
Mhm.
clean data processes where you can have good data for them to base their decisions on.
You mentioned
Mm.
making sure that data is clean, and how do you are making sure that
Mm.
this is actually the case? What processes, steps, or other things you are using to make
Yeah,
sure that
absolutely.
data
So
is correct?
for us internally, and also like for the external clients, we have some proprietary
Mm-hmm.
scripts and things that we do. Just to go a little bit technical in it, what we have is, of course, like we're using
Mm-hmm.
AWS is our main system, and basically what we have is we have our data lake there.
Mm-hmm.
So along the data lake, we have a lot of our codes, which are
Mm-hmm.
proprietary tools that we have developed over a certain time working in different projects. And what we do is like for along the step, each step, we measure that,
Mm-hmm.
and we see like what the data quality is.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, like when we're talking about data quality, there is one part which is data itself, right? Like data is clean or like data validation is there. The other part of it is, does it align with your
Mm-hmm.
business logic? Right. So for example, for you, like if we're
Mm-hmm.
doing some some decision, like let's say it's an e-commerce company or something. For you, what might matter is like maybe the day you got the order, right? But for me, maybe what matters is like which day did I invoice them, right? Because the day we got the money is maybe more important for me than you. So
Yeah.
simple things like that, like you have to have quality in terms of that too. So like it's not lost between the business logic. So for this, like we do other tool, which is we use for our business intelligence part, we're using the ClickSense Enterprise, so which recently acquired Talent. Talent is a tool that measures that. So like along the process, like you have very good data governance along with it. And in some cases, we also use Data Hub project, which is an open source tool, which is keeping the metadata of every processes and logging it and things like that. So depending on the project, we might be doing different things. And also, I'm a very cautious person in this case, because I think for us, data quality is super, super important. So I don't want to be dependent on one system, as evident with the recent global IT outage of being dependent on one system. So we have processes that we can change depending on the project, but also depending on the time, like because we always have that fail-safe mechanism for keeping our processes and keeping our products running.
Okay, and how you are connecting all these data sources, like how you're making sure that you see what's out there and this is not like hidden, or you don't have access, or you are not seeing something, like how you are making sure that you are seeing on the day-to-day basics
Yeah.
correct data in correct form.
I think that is
So
absolutely one of the biggest issues that almost every decision maker is facing it, right? Like you have one part of it, which is, do you have lag in data, right? You may have correct data, but if gets reported later, then I miss that information, right? For me personally, I have few dashboards that we have, which is updating almost every hour for us. And how it works is, for example, I'll give you a huge case that we recently did. And that was like, for example, we invested on our own website, right? We have a very good technical team. So we were very conscious of the fact that if we invest in this, then we'll have more control over our website and things like that. Of course, you can go with the just out of the box solution, like you have a lot of CMS tools and things, but we built everything from inside. And the reason is that we have good technical skills. We have very good database background and things like that. So what we do is like we pull all of that into our database. That database connects to our other data sources from, like let's say Google Analytics, for example. They all come together. We designed our databases or tables in a way there in the data lake that we can join them very easily. And once they're joined, and then it comes to me on the dashboard, then it's already pulling all the real-time information from our website, for example, and how our Google Analytics or Google AdWords spend is. And I have on my dashboard, which is built on Click, I have it in one place. So this is, for example, one of the processes, and we will have this for almost every department. We have similar kind of processes, which is coming together in the AWS Data Lake and S3 buckets. In some cases, we have RDS, basically SQL servers. So all of them kind of like coming together.
And what about your clients? What solutions do you provide for them in
Yeah,
regards
so I think like
to
what we try
the
to do
data?
is, like we were saying, like this three-part process that our philosophy, like the pillars of our philosophy, like if we talk about it. One part, you have data. For that, we provide data foundation services, which is we help them streamline all of their data and put it in one place. For some of them, they probably just need a very good database, like or data warehouse. For some of them, they need their needs are like very big data, so we have data lake, for example. So we do it in AWS and Azure and those things. Then, of course, like once you have that data, then you have to have the ETL processes and make it in a way that they have access to that data all the time, and it's a clean data, so we ensure all of the data quality is good. And then, of course, on the load side, you have data apps, which can be a BI tool, which can be a machine learning algorithm deployed on their website, for example, as a recommendation system. Or, of course, like maybe they have a completely, let's say like they're using Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel to store their data. We laugh about it, but it is quite common even these days. A lot of people have that. So for example, we
Yeah,
have
exactly.
we realize this because especially like if you are working with small and medium enterprises, they don't often have resources to build something because their needs for a data entry tool is probably very niche and they don't find anything. So we have built, for example, one tool which is called Lick, and which allows we can customize it for them. So if there is like a completely agnostic case which does not work with other departments and things, where they can't use their existing Salesforce for it, then we have a very good data entry tool which basically connects to the tool. So we do that, and that's like part of it. And just to mention it, we also build some of these products to cater for them, and we offer them as a service if they want to. If not, if they want to use something else, that's fine too. Then after that, you have people, and we try to help people. Like with our clients, we help them in 2 to 3 different ways, and one of the main things is that we help them understand their relevance in maintaining the data, because they are usually the ones who are creating this data and who are maintaining this data. So if they understand how it helps their lives better, they're more likely to take care of it better. It's kind of like having your artwork, and you build some artwork, and then if you know like it's going to be looking good on your wall, you're probably going to take care of it better. So that is one part of it. Second part of it is there are a lot of these tools that are coming in, right? Like there are ChatGPT, there's like about 400 different kinds of like BI tools out there. And I think like it's so unfair for us to tell them to learn all of these things, but what we can do is tell them how they can make most out of it. And so we help them understand what are our data tools and how that's helping them, and how they can use it to make it better. What are the existing tools that are available out there, and maybe what their organizations are already using, and we try to empower them as much as possible with that. Right. And then finally, you have the third part, which is the decision part, which is usually like your department head or middle management or top management is usually doing that, right? They're making the decision. And what we try to do with that is, how do you provide them with the main important metrics so they can make their decisions easily and can trust that decision, because you have to have data clean, and what their people are reporting from below them are giving them right information, and as much information they have, they can make decision on that. Second thing is, how do you make sure that you are monitoring your decision, right? Like we make decisions based on what we have right now, but 2 months later, certain period of time later, certain parameters changed, certain variables change, and that may not be. So we cannot just be like, oh, like we made the decision, it's good. Like how quickly can you change? That makes, like how quickly you can take action on your decision. That makes a big difference in how resilient your organization is in terms of increasing revenue and decreasing costs. So we try to help our customers, and also internally, I have just one dashboard where I have all the decisions I've made and everyone in the organization is making, and how we're doing. Like did a lot of times like it's qualitative information, but most of the times you can quantify it too. Like for example, I said with the website earlier, like how we decided to make the decision. Then we had A/B test going on before we did it. So we had an existing version of website which was using a CMS, and then we built custom. So we had it in the domain, and we just did A/B testing, and we noticed, okay, so the custom one is definitely better to go, because we're saving so much money on Google Analytics now and Google AdWords, because it is very well SEO optimized, and we're doing it. So then we decided to cut this off and fully invest in it. Like because for first version of our custom website was just a proof of concept. I never want to invest too much money and people into a process that may not yield good. So we want to measure it and constantly measure it and be able to quickly change it. So that, for example, like we had an A/B test, and I had like information always being reported to me almost at the end of every day, and I was keeping track of it. And sure, like this is looking good. We save X amount on Google Ads. That's just enough to make us a decision. Let's go with that. So this is like the three-part process we kind of preach to our customers because it works for us, and it works for them too.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. I wanted to ask you about problems you notice on the market right now. Like when your clients are starting to talk with you, what you are noticing right now, like the most problems they are coming to you and basically needing or looking for
It's
solving.
various levels of things. So oftentimes you have someone coming in because they have very good. So let me trace back a little bit. So I think it depends on what the data maturity of the organization is. I
Yeah.
don't like to use the data maturity as like a term because it's like a maturity is a little bit like, going from a teenager to adult. But let's use it for
Yeah.
this thought process. Basically, what I mean by data maturity is like how clean your data is, how well aware your people are in your organization, who can understand how the data processes are working and how they're making decisions. And are you at a place where you have all the information with you, right? So this three-part process, we see data maturity, right? Then on top of that, I, for example, am not satisfied with what internal data we have. I also want external data because I don't want to be saying like, oh, we didn't hire someone because we didn't know, how the market trends are. We have all of that information everywhere. We're just not making an effort to build those macroeconomic indicators into our system. I think it's very unfair for us to say we didn't anticipate the markets are going to crash, so our business was this, so I'm going to let you go. No, like I would rather have people that I know will be with us for years. I'd rather hire slow, but I want to make the best decision, right? So that is a part of it. So in all of that, like if you put it together, then basically like you see that we can make good decisions out of it. And so like we try to do that, like we try to fill in these gaps, we try to do that.
Okay, and you mentioned about maturity of the data in the organizations which are coming to you to solving the problem. Do you have some and this is like the thing we also seeing from the different perspective, like you mentioned also Excels as part of the decision making process and very important part, wing wing. So this is second thing. Do you see any other problems your company is helping in solving for your clients? You mentioned data maturity before, and this is very interesting. I just want to go back a little bit and ask you about other problems your clients have and how basically
That
you
is a
are
very, very good
helping in
point, and
solving
thank you
them.
for bringing it back because I think different level of data mature organizations have a different set of problems, right? If you have an organization which is used to doing things on Excel and you're pitching them, you'll have this machine learning algorithm which will do things for you. I don't think it works because like they don't understand the things, and people, when they don't understand things, they don't trust the outcome of it. So for different levels of organizations, we do different things, right? So we in a way like think about it like what we do is we say this is whenever we onboard any client, we check where they are and we adapt solutions for them. So we say like, okay, like this, you are at this level, in 1.5 years you'll be here, let's say, right? Like, and we propose these 3 or 4 different solutions. So basically, let's say like if you are an organization which is just starting out and they have data sources scattered in Excel files, it is people dependent, you have to email person X to send you report D,
Mm-hmm.
and then that person forwards it to another one, then I think like in that case the
Mm-hmm.
best thing you can do for them is streamline all of their data, make a process for it. It's okay, like if they want to have the spreadsheet kind of based solutions, we have to adapt to that, but we will create a solution for them where, let's say, they drop
Mm-hmm.
Excel report, and that automatically adds, concatenates to the data, and we create a process
Mm-hmm.
behind it which is storing it in RDS, for example, and then from there
Mm-hmm.
they have different data apps. That is one part of it. Then let's say like the second level of data maturity is that they already know they have all of this important data, they know this is there, and they want to create,
Mm-hmm.
combine different sources to it, like kind of like how I was saying with the website, because when you think about website, you
Mm-hmm.
have a website data, but then it's always going to be tied to your
Mm-hmm.
analytics, your SEO data, your revenue data, even in many cases, and how many clients you're
Mm-hmm.
gaining, right? So how do you combine all of that? That may be the issue, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we try to help them with that, and in that case, like we would do like a very good data warehousing or data lake processes where we can automate all of these processes so they have all of this data, and we do it. Then finally, you have on top of that, you have, they already have all of these processes done. They want to collect more information from outside, so they have the competitive advantage on what they want to do, right? How their competitors are doing, how their products are
Mm-hmm.
doing, what kind of qualitative information they have. So we will add that layer to it, and often what we'll do is we'll do certain type of algorithms to help them, predictive algorithms to get competitive advantage from it. So depending on the different need, we're able to do that. And it would be
Mm-hmm.
sometimes with some clients, we only do, they have specific need because they have all of these processes done and they just want
Mm-hmm.
to have maybe one
Mm-hmm.
sector or one department they need to automate with their data and things, and we'll focus on that too. So in a nutshell, to
Mm-hmm.
kind of like summarize it, um, it is this, like depending on different level, different tools, and of course for us from our end,
Mm-hmm.
all of these things require similar kind of toolkit, if you may say so. You know, like like for example, for
Mm-hmm.
the end user, they always see a data app which is in form of uh, dashboard, or they have it in form of some report, or some story that we have, like a developed a way to tell stories with data. So like you have a data storytelling tool we have, so they will see it in different form. For the inside, like the backend part, we always have it in the cloud, and in some cases, very rare cases, we have it on-prem. But most of the times, these ATL processes work in a similar way, just different levels and different
Mm-hmm.
frequency, let's say.
And what are main KPIs for your clients regarding
Hmm.
success of the data projects
Hmm.
which are done for them? Like what they are looking for after
And this
implementation
is
of the
also like what we do internally too. And this also, like when we begin any of our project, we
Mhm,
outline this with our clients. We tell them uh,
mhm,
we want, for example, to the data project to go in production. That is our first goal. There are
mhm,
so many data
mhm,
projects that are done that never make it into production, and it's like crazy number. Like I don't remember
mhm,
in top of my head, but it was over like 60-70% of data projects never make it into production. It's something like that, like crazy, and depending on which poll you see. But um, basically the problem with that is that you've invested so much money and so much work and so much of your people's time into it, and then it is not end user friendly maybe, or it does not, the goalposts have changed, let's say, for
mhm,
organizational one, right? You do that. So what we always do is
mhm,
we measure that in two parts. One is we always recommend all of our clients to work on proof of concepts, because we want to build things very quickly.
mhm,
Maybe it's not perfect, but we build it. We put it to the test with actual people who are using it. At the same time, when we have that proof of concept and when people are entering data into it, or people are interacting with data, or KPIs or things like that, then you get feedback from them, and that's what we use to make the end product. So for us, like almost we have so far we're lucky to have that our in production KPI with like how many of our data projects are in production, like how, or like if you include also data models, data foundational models, algorithms, and everything, we have over 90% of them have made it into production, which is very good. And that is because we are, I think it's not a big secret, because it's like I said, we make it so people driven that we're tweaking it along the way before it goes into the production, so people feel they own this product, and that's why they keep using it, right? Then after that, once it is deployed, we do ask them, let's say about 3 months or 6 months, and we constantly follow up with them, and we ask them, how much are you using it? Because sure, in production is great, but it's in production, but if the people are not getting benefit out of it, it's just costing them money. What's the point of having that, right? So we ask them, like, are you using it? And if they are using it, then we try to
Yeah.
improve on their feedback and do that, because no single algorithm, no single data foundation is always going to be done in one project. It's always an iterative project. You can always improve on it. A good data project should always give you more questions than just give you answers. If you want answers, then you just have reports. That's what you have. But like, if you want to do better, if you want to find things to do better, so you can increase your revenue or make your people happy, then you have to have more questions, right? So we ask that, and we try to do that. Of course, at this point, we say this to our clients, and this also includes our internal clients too. Like, we also do the same thing. Like, this is what I tell our people when they're pitching some idea to me. Then I'm like, okay, so what are the use we're getting out of it? Are you actually using it? Like, we're investing money in it. Are you actually using it? So like I can make a better decision on it. So that is the thing. So these are the main like metrics we're keeping track of in terms of data projects and data models and algorithms as well. And I think like it's very common to just say like, oh, like we've done this algorithm, and now you know all of your clients, and you will make X amount of dollars, or you save Y amount of dollars. But that changes quite a bit, because we live in a dynamic world, and we shouldn't just be done there, right? And this is what we try to do.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, and it was the questions before were about the past and about the present. So I ask you a question about the future. What do you think will change, like in the 1 or 2 years in data world? Like, what new technologies you are excited about right now, or you are even start to using them and you are seeing
Do you
great potential
want
in
like a
them?
futuristic in me, or do you want like a immediate future in me? Yeah.
I would like first futuristic, like sky's the limit, and after that we can go back to the
Okay,
to Earth
so let me go
and
like
see
fully
what's out
futuristic
there
mode
right
now,
now.
like, and I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. And I seriously hope that happens, because I'm pretty excited about it. So I think what's going to happen is we have emerging technologies, which is AI, which is like narrow. Right now we have narrow AI, which is super focused on things. It's generative, it makes up things, tells you stories, but I don't think we've fully cracked it. I think when we get to the AGI, that's going to be quite insane world. Second part is, I think there's a lot of good work being done in extended reality. And this is going to be super interesting for people who work in business intelligence, data intelligence, and things like that. We were experimenting with XR tool, which lets you, for example, have like a digital twin of space, and then you can have data in XR. So like, I think like how you change how we see data, how we interact with data is going to change because of extended reality. Of course, like the stories that are told by extended reality or VR sets and these things are mostly about video games and how these things, but I see like incredible potential with that, like, like being able to use extended reality to visualize data in your real world space, right? That's incredible. Super excited about that. Then I
Mm-hmm.
think once you have these two, and then you add quantum computers to it, you're coming to a different part of this whole process. And I think quantum computers are going to be quicker than what we think it will be. There's incredible work being done with it. There's of course a lot of different applications of it, but what interests us most is the quantum machine learning
Mm-hmm.
models and AI models and things, and you're able to actually use some simulators and things with it already to do it, because they will solve. It's not that like the quantum algorithms or machine learning will solve our problems which we're doing better, but there will be new set of problems that we have just said, oh, our maths aren't isn't great, we don't have computation power, so just leave that, we're not even going to touch it. I think we'll start cracking those. So I think those are the interesting things, and I think like
Mm-hmm.
when these three emerging technologies come together, it will be kind of like how impactful industrial revolution was. I think it will be very different. It will there's a instinct in me which kind of fears that moment a little bit too, but I think at that moment we will replace a lot of these things. I think like because we're tackling new things will create new jobs as well, so I think there will be equally opportunities. So that is like with the
Mm-hmm.
futuristic in me, and I think that will be a little bit down the road.
Mm-hmm.
The near
Mm-hmm.
future wise, I think what I think is going to change, and especially for your listeners, what's going to be very interesting is the way we analyze our data. All right. I think a lot of times, like you have analysts who are one of your most critically, like they have like this incredible critical thinking skills which can do amazing things for you, give you important insights that you have missed. But most of the times they are not doing any analysis. Most of the times they're retrieving information for you and passing that information to you, right? So for us, like at least inside our organization, what we try to do is we've said, okay, like here are the risks with AI, like do not give any proprietary information and things like that to ChatGPT or things like that. So we have developed our own systems to ask some of those questions. But as long as it is, if we're writing a little bit of code and we're stuck on a problem that we can't solve, I don't mind that we're using AI tools to expedite that process, right? So two sides of it. One, that we
Mm-hmm.
I think like our analysts will be doing, our analysts and scientists and them will be doing important work that they actually enjoy to do, which brings more products out and which
Mm-hmm.
brings more value out of the every hour they're spending. And then the second part of it is what I said was that down the road, it will be more decentralized and they will be able to do more things.
Okay, this is something to think about for sure in regards to futuristic version and
Hmm.
everything which could happen.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed that we will live to see this,
Yeah.
and AI will not kill us all. Yeah, this is
Hmm.
the joke I am sometimes repeating.
Yeah.
I hope it will be the joke. Okay, so. I think I thank you so much for being a part of the DM podcast. Like your answers, your approach to solving the problems using data, and your process which you are implementing in your company and for your clients, and is basically awesome. And I keep my fingers crossed
Hmm.
for your clients and people inside your company. And again, thank you for your time and being a part of
Thank you so much. Thank you
DDM
for so much
type
for
of
having me.
podcast.
I really appreciate it.